The uncharted edge. The colony ship Pathfinder hung motionless against the backdrop of unfamiliar stars, its kilometer-long hull gleaming under the light of a distant sun. Captain Elena Reyes stood at the main viewport of the command deck, her dark eyes reflecting pinpoints of starlight as she studied the object that had brought their journey to an unexpected halt. 19 days, and we still don't know what we're looking at, she said, her voice carrying the weight of responsibility for the 15,000 colonists in cryosleep below decks. Commander Malik Zhang joined her at the viewport, tablet in hand. The engineering team has a new theory. They think it's artificial. Elena turned to face him. Artificial? You're telling me we've stumbled onto alien technology? The structure exhibits precise geometric patterns that don't occur naturally, Malik explained, handing her the tablet. And it's absorbing our scan pulses without reflection. That's not something asteroids do. The object in question floated serenely in space 50,000 kilometers from the Pathfinder, a massive dodecahedron approximately 3 kilometers across, its black surface occasionally rippling with faint blue luminescence. What about the signal we detected? Elena asked. Still transmitting. Same pattern, repeating every 183 seconds. Dr. Okafor believes it could be a mathematical sequence, possibly prime numbers. Elena handed the tablet back. And mission control. Last transmission advised caution and continuing observation. No direct engagement. Malik hesitated. But it will take another 9 days for our next update to reach them. And another 9 days for their response to reach us, Elena finished. By then, whatever opportunity we have might be gone. The dilemma weighed heavily on her. The Pathfinder's mission was clear. Establish humanity's first interstellar colony at Proxima Centauri. The first contact protocol existed, but it was theoretical. Humanity had never encountered another intelligence among the stars. Assemble the command staff in 1 hour, Elena decided. We need to make a decision. The command staff represented the best minds humanity had selected for this mission. 12 individuals responsible for the success of mankind's most ambitious project. They gathered around the oval table in the briefing room, their expressions a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Dr. Amara Okafor, the chief xenolinguist, stood before a holographic projection of the object. Despite having no extraterrestrial languages to study throughout her career, she devoted her life to developing theoretical frameworks for alien communication. The signal patterns suggest intelligence, she explained. They're broadcasting prime numbers in sequence, followed by mathematical constants that would be universal to any species with advanced understanding of physics. A greeting card, suggested Security Chief Carver, or a warning beacon, or a trap, added Lieutenant Rivera from Tactical. Dr. Okafor shook her head. My analysis suggests it's an invitation. The sequence terminates with a pattern that matches our ship's mass and velocity specifications. They know we're here, they've measured us, and they're waiting for a response. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. So what exactly are you proposing? Elena asked. Dr. Okafor straightened. I believe we should respond with our own mathematical sequence, establishing the foundation for communication. And then, she paused. I think we should approach. Chief Engineer Takeda cleared his throat. Captain, approaching an unknown alien structure goes against every protocol we have. I'm aware of that, Elena replied. But we're 18 light years from Earth. By the time we get authorization, this opportunity could vanish. Humanity sent us to make discoveries and judgments when direct consultation isn't possible. She stood, hands planted on the table. Let's put it to a vote. Do we maintain distance and observe, or do we attempt communication and approach? The vote was 9-3 in favor of contact. Then it's decided, Elena announced. Dr. Okafor, prepare your response signal. Commander Zhang, plot an approach vector that keeps our engine exhaust directed away from the structure. Full sensor package active, shields at maximum. As the meeting disbanded, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kiran Singh lingered. Something on your mind, Doctor? Elena asked. I was thinking about the colonists, he replied. 15,000 people sleeping through what might be the most significant moment in human history. Elena nodded. If all goes well, they'll be part of something even greater, the first human settlement to engage with another intelligence. And if it doesn't go well? Elena met his gaze steadily. Then they'll never know what happened. But I don't intend to let that be our story. The Pathfinder's thrusters fired in precise bursts, gradually decreasing the distance to the alien structure. On the bridge, the tension was palpable. Every officer maintained professional composure, but Elena could see the underlying excitement and fear in their eyes. 5 kilometers in holding, announced the helm officer. Stable orbit relative to the object. Any response to our transmission? Elena asked. Dr. Okafor monitored her console with intense focus. They've stopped broadcasting their original sequence. There's something new coming through, more complex patterns. Put it on audio, Elena ordered. A strange series of tones filled the bridge. Rhythmic, harmonious, but following mathematical progressions that seemed just beyond human comprehension. It's beautiful, someone whispered. The black surface of the dodecahedron began to shift, sections of it flowing like liquid metal. A circular opening formed on the face oriented toward the Pathfinder. Captain, Chief Carver warned, I strongly recommend we withdraw to a safer distance. Before Elena could respond, a beam of coherent blue light shot from the opening, striking the Pathfinder's hull. Report, Elena called out as warning klaxons blared. No damage, reported Commander Zhang. It's not a weapon. It appears to be a scanning beam of some kind. Our systems are being accessed, reported the communications officer, fingers flying across her console. Something's interfacing with our computers, bypassing all security protocols. Initiate emergency disconnect, Elena ordered. Cut all external connections. It's not coming through our communications array, the officer replied, voice rising with alarm. It's somehow directly accessing our mainframe. The lights on the bridge flickered, then stabilized. Every display momentarily went dark, then reactivated, showing strange symbols that flowed and changed too quickly to comprehend. They're downloading our entire database, Dr. Okafor realized. Language, history, science, everything. For 3 tense minutes, the Pathfinder systems remained under external control. Then, as suddenly as it began, the beam retracted. The displays returned to normal. Status report, Elena demanded. All systems operational, Commander Zhang replied after a quick check. No damage detected. Captain, called Dr. Okafor, staring at her console. They're sending a new transmission. It's... She paused, eyes widening. It's in English. Elena approached her station. Put it through. A voice emerged from the speakers, synthesized but eerily human in cadence and tone. Greetings, Travialeris from Earth. We are EHEVOIDS. ERQOLECTID. Your ARIGAL is PREDICTED. Your EXISTNC is AMPROBABL. Your methods are inefficient. We wish to end yours to end. Silence fell across the bridge. Open a channel, Elena ordered. When communications indicated readiness, she spoke clearly. This is Captain Elena Reyes of the Earth colony ship Pathfinder. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and new beginnings. We wish to understand as well. The response came immediately. Your form of intelligence is rare. Biological computation within CARBON structures. Fragile. Temporary. Yet you traverse interstellar space. This contradiction interests us. Elena glanced at Dr. Okafor, who nodded encouragingly. We have developed technology to compensate for our biological limitations, Elena explained. Our journey serves a greater purpose than our individual lives. After a brief pause, the voice responded, We unvivitexchang. Send representatives to understand and be understood. Chief Carver stepped forward. Captain, this is clearly unsafe. We have no idea what's waiting inside that structure. But we came 18 light years to discover the unknown, Elena countered. I'm not passing up this opportunity. She addressed the alien presence again. We accept your invitation. How should we proceed? Approach the aperture. Your vessel contains suitable enhanced devices. Elena turned to her officers. Prepare a shuttle. I'll leave the contact team. Captain, Malik protested. Protocol states that the ship's commander should not. This isn't in the protocol. Malik, Elena interrupted. Nothing about this is. I need you here, commanding the Pathfinder, ready to complete the mission if something happens to us. She surveyed the bridge. Dr. Okafor, you're with me. We need your linguistic expertise. Dr. Singh for biological assessment, and Chief Carver for security. As the team prepared to depart, Elena recorded a message for Earth. Mission Control, we've made first contact with a non-human intelligence. By the time you receive this, we will have either established peaceful communication or failed in the attempt. Either way, humanity now knows it is not alone in the universe. The shuttle approached the opening in the alien structure, which pulsed with soft blue light. Inside, the contact team checked their equipment one final time. They wore standard EVA suits with enhanced sensor packages, but no weapons, a deliberate choice by Elena to demonstrate peaceful intentions. No atmospheric readings from inside, reported Dr. Singh. It appears to be vacuum, at least in the entry chamber. Stay alert, Chief Carver advised, his hand resting near the toolkit on his belt, the closest thing to a weapon he carried. The shuttle passed through the aperture, entering a vast spherical chamber that defied the external dimensions of the structure. The interior space appeared to stretch for kilometers in all directions, with geometric patterns of light flowing across surfaces that seemed both solid and immaterial simultaneously. It's bigger on the inside, whispered Dr. Okafor. Some kind of spatial manipulation technology. In the center of the chamber, something waited, a nexus of swirling energy patterns that coalesced into a rough approximation of a humanoid shape as they approached. Prepare for direct communication, Elena instructed. Remember your training. The shuttle settled onto a flat platform that materialized beneath them. The team cycled through the airlock and stepped onto the alien surface, which felt solid despite its luminescent, flowing appearance. The energy being approached, its form shifting continuously. When it spoke, they felt the words forming directly in their minds, rather than hearing them through their suits' communication systems. UAVTRIVLED fire with primitive technology. Explain. Elena stepped forward. We are explorers and colonists. We seek to establish a human presence beyond our home system. Your life is plans are BURDF. Your ship TRAVL's slow lie. Many of you will DIAB for destination. Yes, Elena acknowledged. But others will live to see our new home. And their children will continue our work. The being pulsed with new patterns. Inefficient. Impractical. Fascinating. Suddenly, the chamber around them transformed. They stood in what appeared to be a simulacrum of a forest on Earth, complete with trees, undergrowth, and a blue sky above. This environment sustains your kind, the entity communicated. We AAVEXTURACTD this information from your databases. Dr. Singh's instruments frantically analyzed their surroundings. It's not real, he reported. An incredibly detailed illusion affecting all our senses. The entity shifted again, now resembling a vaguely humanoid figure composed of interlocking geometric patterns. We wish to understand your genetic processes. Before anyone could respond, Elena gasped and collapsed to her knees. Her eyes rolled back as her body went rigid. Captain. Carver rushed to her side. They're interfacing directly with her neural pathways. Dr. Singh realized as he scanned her brain activity. Some kind of mental connection. Dr. Okafor addressed the entity. Stop. You're harming her. Harm is not indeed. Information exthangpros. Elena's body began to convulse. Blood trickled from her nose as her neural patterns spiked dangerously on Dr. Singh's scanner. Her brain can't handle this level of information transfer, he warned. It will cause permanent damage or death if it continues. Carver stood, facing the entity. End this connection now. Our biology cannot survive your method of communication. The entity pulsed rapidly, patterns shifting in what might have been confusion. Your neural architecture is inefficient for directly interface. Unexpected limitation. Elena screamed, her body arching in pain as the mental connection intensified rather than diminished. Fascinating. Resistance. The entity communicated. Continuing analysis. The resonance protocol. As Captain Elena Reyes convulsed on the alien floor, blood now streaming from her ears, Dr. Singh frantically administered emergency neurostabilizers through her suit's medical port. It's not working, he reported grimly. The alien presence is overwhelming her neural pathways. Dr. Okafor stepped forward, addressing the entity with desperate inspiration. Stop the direct neural link. We have better methods of communication, methods designed for our biology. The entity pulsed, its patterns shifting more rapidly. Explain ALT-RNA-TIV. Gradual information exchange, Dr. Okafor explained. Sequential, contextual learning. We call it conversation. Inefficient, but necessary for our survival, Carver added firmly. You cannot learn from us if we are dead. The entity's form contracted slightly, and Elena's body relaxed as the connection was severed. She collapsed fully, breathing raggedly as Dr. Singh administered emergency care. Your biological constraints are significant, the entity communicated, a new pattern emerging in its energy field that might have indicated curiosity. Yet you've HRSOST despite them. Elena stirred, her eyes fluttering open. Despite Dr. Singh's protests, she struggled to sit up. We adapt, she whispered hoarsely. It's what humans do. The entity shifted closer. UFUNC2ION despite damage. Explain. Redundancy. Elena managed, wiping blood from her face. Resilience. Our bodies repair themselves. Our minds compensate for injury. Inefficient design, yet efficacy. The entity acknowledge. Your species builds a spacecraft designed to out-IV builders. Conceptual contradiction. Elena's vision was blurry, but her mind remained sharp, not contradiction. Continuity. We accept our limitations but refuse to be defined by them. Dr. Okafor approached, kneeling beside Elena while maintaining communication with the entity. We've developed something we call the resonance protocol, a method for gradual knowledge transfer between different types of minds. This was an improvisation, but Elena immediately understood Okafor's strategy. The scientist was creating a framework the aliens could understand, packaging human communication methods into something that sounded like a technological system. The resonance protocol requires mutual adjustment. Dr. Okafor continued. Each intelligence modifies its communication patterns to accommodate the other's limitations. The entity pulsed with new patterns. We have such protocol. Then we will teach you, Elena said, finding strength to stand with Carver's assistance. Just as you will teach us. That's how different species can communicate without harm. The entity's form expanded, then contracted. Your PROPOSAL holds ANTORist. Initiate this protocol. Dr. Okafor stepped forward confidently, decades of theoretical preparation finally finding purpose. First, we establish baseline concepts using symbolic representation. For what seemed like hours, Dr. Okafor led a masterclass in interspecies communication, gradually building a shared framework of understanding with the alien entity. The forest simulation dissolved, replaced by an abstract space where mathematical concepts and physical laws manifested as visual patterns that both species could comprehend. "They're not a single entity," Dr. Okafor explained to her teammates during a brief respite. "They're a collective consciousness, millions of individual energy-based life forms sharing a unified mental framework." "Like a hive mind?" Carver asked. "More complex than that. Each component maintains individuality while contributing to the whole. They've been observing our galaxy for millennia, but rarely encounter biological intelligence that achieves spaceflight." Elena, recovered enough to participate, but still suffering intermittent headaches, asked the crucial question, "What do they want from us?" Dr. Okafor smiled. "That's the fascinating part. They want to understand how we maintain purpose across generations. They're functionally immortal but struggle with maintaining consistent objectives over long periods of time. Our ability to pass goals from one generation to the next, parents to children, teachers to students, is alien to them. So they're immortal but suffer from cosmic attention deficit disorder," Dr. Singh suggested with a raised eyebrow. "In a manner of speaking," Dr. Okafor agreed. "And they're genuinely fascinated by our biological adaptation to our short lifespans." Elena considered this. "Can we trust them?" "I believe so. Their initial approach was dangerous to us, but not malicious. They simply didn't understand our limitations. They've been extremely careful since that incident." Elena nodded and approached the entity, which had been patiently waiting, its form shifting through complex patterns that the team was beginning to recognize as expressions of emotional states. "We wish to continue this exchange of knowledge," Elena said, "but we must also continue our mission. 15,000 of our people sleep aboard our ship, waiting to build a new home. Your mission parameters are inefficient," the entity responded, but with what Elena now recognized as curiosity rather than criticism. "The planetary body you designate as your destination is suboptimal for your biological requirements." This revelation sent a chill through the contact team. The Pathfinder had been en route for 15 years, with another 11 to go before reaching Proxima Centauri. "Explain," Elena requested, maintaining composure despite the implications. In response, the chamber transformed again, displaying a three-dimensional star map of nearby systems. One star illuminated brightly. "This system contains 3 planets with conditions BTT are suited to your biological requirements. Travel time from your TURRENT position, 4.3 of your years." Elena exchanged glances with her team. "This changes everything," she whispered. "The opposes exchange," the entity continued. "We will provide navigational data and atmospheric analysis of these worlds. In return, we are equestpermission to observe your colonization process." "Observe how?" Carver asked suspiciously. "A component of our coalition will accompany your vessel. No interference with mission parameters, observation only." Elena considered the proposal. "We would need to consult with our full command staff. This goes beyond my authority as captain." "Understandable. Your coalition decision-making process is of particular interest." Back aboard the Pathfinder, the command staff gathered in stunned silence as they reviewed the contact team's findings and the alien proposal. "This is unprecedented," Commander Zhang finally said. "We'd be changing our destination based on alien intelligence we've known for less than a day." "The data they provided checks out," reported the science officer. Spectral analysis confirms the star they've identified is K-type, stable with at least 2 planets in the habitable zone. And what about this observer they want to send with us? Chief Engineer Takeda asked skeptically. How do we know it won't interfere with our systems? Elena, still recovering but firmly in command, addressed each concern methodically. We've established communication protocols that both species can use safely. The observer would be restricted to designated areas of the ship and would have no access to critical systems. And the benefits? Dr. Singh prompted. Potentially enormous, Elena replied. Beyond the better destination, they've offered to share information about dozens of habitable worlds throughout this sector of the galaxy. They understand physics at a level centuries beyond our own, and they're willing to teach us. Why? Lieutenant Rivera asked bluntly. What do they really get from this arrangement? Dr. Okafor answered. They're fascinated by us, specifically by how we maintain purpose across generations despite our short lifespans. They want to understand how we transfer knowledge, values, and objectives from one generation to the next. They're studying us, Commander Zhang concluded. Yes, Elena acknowledged. Just as we're studying them. That's the foundation of scientific exchange. After hours of debate, the command staff reached a decision. Elena returned to the alien structure with Dr. Okafor and Commander Zhang to deliver their response. The Pathfinder accepts your proposal, Elena announced formally. We will adjust our course to the system you've identified, and we welcome an observer from your collective aboard our vessel. The entity pulsed with patterns they now recognized as satisfaction. The Tuolikitaivi, ACCEPTs. Knowledge YL ifilo between our species. There's one condition, Elena added. In the spirit of the Resonance Protocol, we request reciprocity. One of our team will remain here to learn from your collective while your observer travels with our ship. The entity's patterns shifted through several configurations before responding. Your request is unexpected. Biological entities have not a various identity within our STRUCQRE before. Then this will be another first, Elena said confidently. Equal exchange benefits both parties. After what seemed like internal consultation, the entity agreed. The Tuolikitai ACCPTs, this modification. Choose your representative. Dr. Okafor stepped forward without hesitation. With the captain's permission, I volunteer. Elena had anticipated this. Amara Okafor had spent her entire career preparing for an opportunity that had never existed until now. Permission granted, Doctor, but regular communication will be maintained. 3 days later, final preparations were complete. The Void Shaper Observer, a small portion of the collective consciousness contained within a crystalline structure, was installed in a specially prepared chamber aboard the Pathfinder. Dr. Okafor had transferred her research and personal effects to the alien structure, where the collective had created living quarters that simulated Earth conditions. As Elena stood on the bridge, watching the massive dodecahedron recede on the view screen, Commander Zhang joined her. Course laid in for the new destination, he reported. Estimated arrival in 4.3 years. Transmit our change in mission parameters to Earth, Elena ordered. They won't receive it for 18 years, but they should know what we've discovered. Already done, Captain. Zhang hesitated, then added, Do you think we made the right choice? Elena considered the question. I believe we fulfilled our mission in ways no one could have anticipated. We came to establish humanity's presence among the stars. Instead, we've established humanity's place in a community we never knew existed. The alien observer, present on the bridge in its containment vessel, emitted a soft glow as it communicated through the system they had established. Your species, APPUOHCHEs, CHALENGs different than any, the COLECTIV has ANCOUNTERED. UHCCEPUNCERTAI. TY. invaders. You project to purpose beyond your individual existence. That's what makes us human, Elena replied simply. The concept of human now holds ingenuity in the aning in our understanding, the observer acknowledged. Other colossal will seek you out when they learn of your existence. Elena smiled, the implications both thrilling and daunting. Then we'd better prepare humanity for more visitors. As the Pathfinder accelerated toward its new destination, Elena recorded an addition to her message to Earth. Mission Control, we have altered our course based on information provided by the non-human intelligence we've designated the Voidshaper Collective. We are proceeding to a more suitable habitable system with their guidance. More importantly, we have established ongoing diplomatic relations with a species that possesses technology and knowledge far beyond our own. She paused, considering the weight of her next words. Humanity is not alone in the universe. We are not the most advanced species among the stars. But we have something unique to offer: our perspective, our adaptability, our determination to persist despite our limitations. The Voidshapers call it biological inefficiency. I call it being human. And apparently, that's quite extraordinary. As the stars streaked past the view screen, Elena felt the presence of the 15,000 colonists sleeping below decks, unaware that their mission had transformed into something far greater than anyone had imagined. They would wake to a universe not just of new frontiers, but of new relationships, humanity's first steps into a galactic community. The Pathfinder sailed onward, carrying humanity's future toward distant stars and unexpected possibilities. Meanwhile, across the void of space, Dr. Okafor began her studies of the Voidshaper Collective, the first human ambassador to a non-human civilization, building bridges of understanding one conversation at a time. The journey that had begun as a bold step into the unknown had become humanity's first stride onto a much larger stage. Proof that even among the ancient civilizations of the cosmos, the human spirit had something valuable to contribute.